truth. I call it my prayer, it is simple and clear. It wants me to give and receive love. I call in the light to make everything right and show me the way to just be love. And show me the way to just be love.
Hello and welcome to Rewire Your Attachment Style. This is Maya Diamond, and today we're going to talk about vulnerability and sharing vulnerability. So first I want to discuss what is vulnerability. Tara Brach calls it the exquisite risk. Brené Brown defines it as uncertainty, risk, and emotional exposure. It's revealing the thing that's hard to reveal. It's sharing your true feelings and needs, even when you aren't sure if the person is going to meet them. It's sharing your pain or your shame or your sorrow to someone you love and letting them see you in this open way. It's allowing yourself to be deeply seen in your challenges, in your weaknesses, in your strengths, and all of it. It's allowing yourself to be seen in what you consider your weaknesses, right? That's this emotional exposure, is these parts of you that you may feel, are not okay, right? And so when we share those, we're sharing our vulnerability. Vulnerability is scary, but it allows intimacy to happen. It may be saying, I love you for the first time to your partner. It may be asking to be exclusive with the person that you're dating. It may be telling your best friend that you are struggling with something difficult in your life. In our society, we've been taught that vulnerability is a weakness. But the truth is, when someone shares their vulnerability, it is a precious gift, and it takes courage to share vulnerably. It takes a willingness to open even when you don't know how the other person is going to respond. When I was younger, it was much harder for me to be vulnerable. I was worried what others would think of me. I was so sensitive that I was worried that the response wasn't going to feel good. So I would hide my emotions or deeper needs or truth in fear of what others might think of me or in fear of their response to me. I have found that the more I'm willing to take that exquisite risk, the more I feel fully myself in relationships, the more I feel known in my relationships, and the more I feel a deep sense of wholeness inside. So I ask you today, what is hard for you to share with someone? What do you hold back from sharing for fear that is too much, or the other person won't be emotionally responsive to you? When you do share your vulnerable truth or feelings, how do you feel? If you do have a hard time sharing your vulnerabilities or truth, what is blocking you? So those are some questions just to kind of get your brain working around this. And now, as you're listening, what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to get out a pen and paper and write down the answers to these questions. When I was a child or a teenager, and a teenager, did I share my vulnerable feelings and truth with my family? Was there space for me to do that? If not, why not? If so, how did they respond when I shared my vulnerable feelings, truth, and needs? Okay, so I want you to write down the answer to that question. The next question is, what am I holding back from sharing to the current person I am dating or my beloved because I am afraid to do so? And write down the answer to that question. The next question is, what is the thing about myself that I'm afraid if I revealed others wouldn't like or approve of me? So what is the thing about myself that I'm afraid if I revealed others wouldn't like or approve of me? This is one of the things that I help my clients with, is connecting with their own vulnerability to fully acknowledge their own vulnerable needs, feelings, and truths, so they are able to share it with their date or partner, so they can be seen, heard, felt and known. If you desire help with this, I would love to help you. You can go to empowerlove.us/love. That's empowerlove.us/love and find out more about the Empower Love program and see how we can work together in that way. I would be so grateful also if you could support the podcast by subscribing and writing a review. So before we end, I just want to say your vulnerability is beautiful. Your vulnerability is precious. When I hear people share their vulnerabilities with me, I feel closer to them. I feel more intimate with them. I feel more loving towards them. And so I think that's kind of the biggest thing that I want you to take home from this is, we have been so conditioned for so long that our thoughts are more important than our feelings, and that our vulnerable feelings are something that others can't handle or that are not safe to share. And I just want to say that, that is one of the ways that you can tell if someone is a good partner for you is when you share these vulnerable feelings, these vulnerable truth, these vulnerable needs. This person is able to be emotionally responsive to you and able to see you and hear you and feel you and not shame you or criticize you for speaking these vulnerable feelings, truth, and needs. So just taking a moment, I want you to just as we end this episode, I want you to bring your hand to your heart and just take a deep breath into your heart. I feel like in our heart, so many of our vulnerable feelings live in that place. So I want you to just bring your hand to your heart and just take a deep breath into your heart. And just taking a moment to tell your precious, beautiful heart how wonderful it is and how all of those feelings and all of those needs and all of that truth inside of it is so, so welcome with you and so welcome and with others. And that if it's not welcome with others, then maybe those people are not the right people for you to be around. And so just taking a moment to just take a deep breath into that, really honoring your heart, honoring your truth, honoring your feelings, honoring your needs, that all of you is valuable, that all of you matters, that all of you is important. And just taking a deep breath into that, really honoring all of yourself right now. Good. And let's just end this episode with this one statement, which is your vulnerability is beautiful, worthy, and important. So sending you lots of love and so much blessings for your life. And again, if this has been helpful, if you love the podcast, if you want to support it, please subscribe and write a review. Okay, sending lots of love. Talk to you soon. Thank you so much for listening to Rewire Your Attachment Style. This is Maya Diamond. To receive your 2 free gifts to help you on your journey to lasting love and to start rewiring your attachment style today, go to empowerlove.us/love.